rabbit.
No.
I kind of expected patient to go crazy about that. So,
Well, he's not here, so I have to fill in for him. Hello, everybody, Anime Reflux. Yeah. Is the order a rabbit? This is like an encapsulation of the entire slice of life genre, basically.
it really is.
Is that what you're gonna call it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because I call it, let's bore Kenshi for 18 minutes until he decides to give up and go downstairs to stretch to wash his palate.
I'm not surprised at all. This does not seem your speed as far as genres go. Like, slice of life is meant to be inoffensive, like aggressively inoffensive, and also floofy and full of mild hijinks and girls being cutesy and doing fun cutesy things.
Like, I got to the part where they were making stew, and I was like, fuck this shit, how long has it been? 18 minutes? Okay, I'm done here.
Yeah, this is anti-aggression. This is the opposite of how Kenshi rolls. Kenshi is all go all the time from having known you for, God, 6 years? Not 6 years. Yeah, that's your thing. This show is not that at all. Like, if I were to define this show with a sound, it would be a long, relaxed sigh.
Mine would be a long, exasperated sigh.
It's cutesy and slow paced, and there's nothing of importance happening, and I don't think there's ever going to be anything of importance happening. Ever.
Pretty much. That's slice of life. Yeah. So, this show that we're reviewing is called Is the Order a Rabbit? Or Gochuumon Usagi Desu? I want to say something like that.
Usagi desu.
Yeah, and it's about a girl who moves to a new town, and she's typical Genki girl stereotype of just, yay, everything's cool, and I like things, and yay, woo, I've gotten lost and I don't know how to read a map. Oh well, that's fine, I'll just go wherever. Yeah, that very first scene of her failing to read the map and not being bothered by it in the slightest is exactly the thing to show me that I cannot relate to this girl one iota. But yeah,
That is a good point. I hadn't really placed a lot of importance on that. Yeah, no.
yeah, I have not so great memories of trying to find my way through the tube in London, and that was terrifying. Because, one, it's a labyrinthine maze of fucking different train routes and shit. And also, it's the tube in London where people get stabbed a lot. So, But, she's lost and she's fine with it, so that's cool. And she runs across a cafe called Rabbit House, and she imagines basically a cat cafe with rabbits, which is probably also a thing. It wouldn't surprise me. And she goes in.
Sounds like there'd be poop everywhere in that cafe.
Pretty
Oh,
much.
I imagine.
Yeah, probably, yeah. And she goes in, and there is supposedly a rabbit that looks more like a cat, sitting on a girl's head who is apparently running the cafe, and they have a conversation, yada yada. She wants to pet the rabbit, and the girl is like, you can only pet the rabbit if you have a cup of coffee. Okay, I'll take 3, so I can pet it 3 times. Okay.
And then proceed to cheat and pet it like 12 times. That monster.
And proves she has no idea about coffee while trying to pretend she does for some reason. by getting every single one wrong, including saying the house blend is like instant, which I don't know much about coffee, but I feel like that is an incredibly insulting thing to say.
That'll get you slapped in some neighborhoods, home.
Yeah, that's Yeah, this is the blend of coffee that we make that is specific to our cafe. It tastes like instant coffee.
It's like insulting a place's barbecue sauce in Texas. It's like, don't do that.
Yeah. But because the other girl is the archetypical emotionless, just sort of straight-faced, non-reactive character that I was actually kind of down about because that's really boring. She doesn't seem to especially care, and then the rabbit petting happens, and it turns out, oh hey, the place that she was trying to find out was this place. Go figure. And she has to work there so she can get lodging, and there's no actual work that needs to be done, but whatever. She gets shown to her closet where her work stuff will be stored. But she feels like she's being watched and checks one of the other closets and finds a girl in her underwear holding a gun.
As you do.
Well, yeah. I mean, what else do you guys do in your room?
Not get guns pointed at me?
No, I might have a gun. Just randomly pointed at things.
I mean, I don't do that. I'm a responsible guy.
I've got to admit, that opening with, the very cutesy music with all the cast singing the opening song and stuff and Pion Pion and all that shit, that was very jarring when all of a sudden one of the girls just suddenly pulls out a piece out of nowhere and it's just starts pointing it around like, what? Yeah.
Did they ever mention or even offhand comment that that's not a real gun, or are we left believing that?
As far as I'm aware, that's a real gun.
Okay. Didn't the opening mention she was like an ex-soldier or something?
Her dad was in the military or something.
Okay.
So she gets a gun? That's not how that works.
It's written by Japanese people. They don't have guns, typically speaking, so... Typical confusion. Oh god, there's a girl hiding in the closet in her underwear. She must be a thief. In her underwear. And it turns out, no, this other girl is the part-timer that works at the cafe. And they all have a lovely time of getting to know each other over latte art, drawing things with milk and coffee. It's kind of a cute scene and stuff. And it turns out main girl, Coco, that was her name. Cocoa, because they don't know how to pronounce Coco. She's good at maths, I guess. Okay. And then gun-toting girl leaves because it's the end of her shift, and the other two have dinner, and the non-emoting girl's dad shows up, and he's the owner of the place or running the place or something, and he tends bar when the cafe turns into a bar at night, which makes sense as far as,
smart business sense.
Yeah,
honestly,
like if you can do both, do both. Makes sense.
Come get drunk at our bar at night and then come back in the morning for coffee to deal with that hangover. I got you.
Yeah.
See what you did in there.
Or just, drink at the bar, and then if you want a coffee to take the edge off before you go home and go to bed, coffee right there. They can do that. Yeah. That makes sense to me. It seems actually really savvy.
Or if you want some liquor in your coffee, you want that Irish coffee.
That too. Some good Irish coffee. We got you. Yeah.
They might not legally be able to do that, depending on the age of the person behind the counter in the morning.
Slicer, listen. I won't tell if you don't.
Fair enough.
So yeah. Oh, also the rabbit is the granddad of the emotionless girl, but only the dad knows it and talks with an old man voice. And the two girls take a bath together, and then the gun-toting girl is like, oh, I'm so lonely, even though she doesn't actually seem all that lonely, and she has friends. But okay.
But she needs the main character's friendship.
But she has it.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't dislike her at all.
Like it feels like they should maybe have put that scene a little bit earlier, like have all the three leads introduced.
Like right after she pointed the gun at her, which never seemed to really factor in again, except for when she did it again.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much the episode. Like I say, it's aggressively inoffensive. Nothing especially happens, except for the whole gun thing. That really was a bit of a sour note in the rest of the proceedings, but it's fine.
I think the moral of the story is don't hide in closets and point guns at your friends.
Okay, I'll take that as a moral. Sure. Yeah, this is a thing. It's nothing. It's nothing groundbreaking. It is there to be there, just something to watch and just feel at, basically.
I guess it did that. The art style is not. It doesn't stand out, but it's not super memorable either. It's not offensive. It doesn't. Yeah.
Oh, and in the bath scene, they have rubber rabbits instead of rubber ducks. That was a thing.
That's kind of cute. I didn't notice that, but that's pretty good.
Fuck this show. You wasted 20 minutes of my life. I'm never going to get it back.
Yeah. I mean, I don't search shows like these out. I watched K-On! Way back in the day, and that was amusing enough. But it's not the kind of show I would search out. But to watch, like, just as a part of this, it was fine. I didn't mind it.
The show stole my youth.
You don't have youth anymore. You're like 29.
I'm 27, thank you.
You don't have youth anymore. You're 27.
With the body of a 30-year-old. Definitely the knees of one.
So I guess we should roll?
Yeah, let's do that.
I had nothing to say on this anime because I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
So,
I've watched it and I don't have anything to say.
Yeah. It's a very lukewarm experience. That's pretty much all you can say about it. Like,
lukewarm, like their coffee.
Yeah.
Which isn't good. All right. Number generator. What do we got? Give me something good. Give me far away from this show. I want something good this week.
I just got
Two.
2, did you say?
2.
That's a B.
2.
B. 111.
111. All right, then. What do we got here?
11111.
Oh, well, zippity doo dah. 68.
No. What do we get?
Bleach.
Ah!
Wait, you can do that? We can't do that.
Why can't we do that?
We make
I don't know.
rules.
I mean,
Let's
how many
do
of us have actually seen it? Because if we've all seen it, then it's... I don't know.
I haven't watched it in like...
Knowing what we know
10
about
years.
how Bleach ends and everything, I think going back and watching the first episode has a lot of value.
That's fair. I want to go back to the days where where this had promise, where I felt good when Bleach came on. We're thinking about Bleach made me feel good inside.
I haven't watched it in 10 years, but I do listen to the soundtrack occasionally, and the first season of Bleach's soundtrack is pretty fucking great. I'm just getting the link before we do the thing. And for the sake of doing the routine that we tend to do, I will also read the summary. 15-year-old Kurosaki Ichigo is not your everyday high school student, and he has, from as far as he can remember, always had the ability to see ghosts and spirits. A fateful day arrives as Ichigo encounters the Shinigami Kuchiki Rukia. I'm not used to reading that name in Japanese order. Who saves him and his family from a hollow at the cost of injuring herself. During this encounter with Rukia unable to defeat the hollow, she transfers her Shinigami powers into Ichigo. In the aftermath, unable to continue with her job, Rukia allows Ichigo to take on the role of a Shinigami in her place as they together defeat the hollows plaguing Ichigo's town.
And then they fight Hua.
We don't talk about that.
And
No,
then
then he fights Rukia's brother, and then he fights some
Everybody.
vampire dudes that aren't really important.
Then he fights butterflies and
And nope.
And
then he
the
fights
show
the one dude that's like a goat, but he's also like a bat, and the panther dude, and then he fights butterflies, and then
the show ends.
no, they also did the thingy ones, the Fullbringers as well. So then he
And
fights
then
the other
the
version of
show
himself.
ends. Then the show ends. There
Then the
is
show
nothing
ends.
after Isaac. Just stop watching after he can't see ghosts anymore. It's beautiful. It's good enough.
Yeah,
compared to
that's-
what
that-
came
yeah.
after.
Yeah, I'll go with that. And then he marries Tatsuki because she was obviously best girl.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Sure, why not?
But
Well, in
Casey
fairness, he
Packer-
can't see Rukia anymore, so that would be kind of awkward to hold a relationship that way. I'm making Mal so mad right now. It's great. Okay. So, we're doing Bleach next week. We're going right back to the beginning and watching the first episode of that. That's going to be a trip down memory lane. So, look forward to that when we do that next week. Bye, everybody.
I hope this doesn't awaken
Bye.
something in me.
See you guys.